Hello and welcome to another episode of the Slash Raptor Show. I am Slash Raptor. Today is February 10th, 2024, and I thought it would be fun to try and do another taste testing thing, but this time we're going to do pizzas. And instead of mostly independent restaurants, this time I'm going to throw in some franchises. And I am right now out front of one of my favorites, Mondo Pizza, which I have had before, which is unlike the normal thing. But I specifically haven't had them in about 4 months, specifically so that my palate would be more or less cleansed of this. So let's go in. I'm not gonna film in there because I don't like the lights, and it's very uncomfortable chairs, and it's just a very claustrophobic space. So for this particular one, I'm gonna order it and then do the vlog at home. So let's do it. So they also have poutine and pasta, but I haven't had any of those. And I think they also have a burger, but again, all I've had here are their pizzas. Let's do a large Canadian with extra sauce. To go. One of the things that I like about these guys is their prices. You don't know how much of the menu you saw, but almost all of their pizzas are very reasonable, and usually you're paying basically this, like, the amount of inches that size of pizza is in dollars. But there are a couple of exceptions. Like I think the Canadian is $2 more, but basically like a 16-inch large or a 14-inch large or whatever it is usually like 16 inches or 18, and then there's taxes, and then you can get like a drink. So basically you can get like an entire extra large pizza for like $20, which is awesome. They do deliver, but they only do it with Skip the Dishes, so I have decided that I am not going to do that anymore, because fuck Skip the Dishes. They're a greedy, horrible company after being bought out by that other major company. And I don't appreciate any of their methods of raising prices. Like, it used to be that they had free delivery from this place on orders over $20, but then they changed it to make it over $25. So then you have to spend a bunch of extra money on things you don't really want or need for your order just to qualify for the free delivery. And I don't like that. I really wish they would switch to DoorDash, because they're undeniably superior in every way. Even from like just their user interface and their customer service represents, who actually care about if you get your food and the quality of it, and will actually give you refunds and call you if there's a problem with your order, so that you know that something went wrong, as opposed to Skip, where they just assume that you'll just figure it out for yourself. And anytime there's a problem of any kind, their solution is to give you $5 off your next order, which is useless. Well, that took a little while longer than I expected it to. Oh, and here's a cat. Her name is Zelda. So, let's open this bad boy up. Zelda, do you want some pizza? You want some pizza? No? Okay, more for me then. See, it's kind of dry already. This is what happens when it sits for a little while, but see that nice balance of toppings? Like, nothing is too strong and nothing is like that. Only thing I'm not a fan of is that they put that powder on the bottom, so that I guess it's it's easier to get out of the box. But when you microwave it in the next morning, that powder turns kind of black, and then it's kind of bitter. I guess it depends on what side of the fence you're on, but some people don't like it when their pizza can like fold in half. I personally don't mind it. It's actually still kind of warm, so that's good. It tastes exactly the same as I remember it. Your first hit with the sauce, and then it goes to the cheese. And then along with the cheese, you get like the bacon, and then you get the mushrooms and the pepperoni afterwards. It's just really good. And I like how all of the toppings are underneath the cheese, unlike a lot of other restaurants where they put the cheese down and then they put the toppings on top of it, so that it gives it like a nice layer, so that you're tasting everything at once instead of tasting just like just the toppings and then the cheese and then the sauce and then the crust. I really like the balance of flavors, and I like how they put like just the right amount of sauce on so that you can taste it, but it's not drowning in sauce either. And sometimes when it warms up, it gets a little dry, which is why I asked for extra sauce. So that's a little bit of a tip for you if you decide to try these guys. Another thing that I like is the crust doesn't feel like it's separate from the pizza, like, you know, like Pizza Hut and sometimes Domino's. Like, the crust is kind of hard and crunchy by comparison. With this one, you just keep eating and you don't even notice it. See, like, it's not even like raised higher than the rest of the pizza, like rising crust pizzas. Pizza Hut was the worst offender of that because it was just really, really crusty and chewy and hard. But you can see how nicely it's been cooked, because the pizza isn't like black in any places except for like the odd spot. This is really good. It's already kind of falling over a little bit. The sauce is almost kind of sweet, but not in a bad way, because normally I wouldn't want something sweet in a pizza because it's kind of like out of place, but it just has like a very, very faint sweetness that's just kind of nice, and it just kind of like pops in your mouth a little bit. This is some of the only kind of pizza that I like where you don't have to warm it up in the morning for leftovers. Just kind of eat it as is, and that way you won't have to deal with the powder on the bottom of the crust turning black. So if you can just keep it like room temperature like it is now, it's actually better than cold pizza. Depends on what temperature like your overall environment is too. It actually feels like the mushrooms might be in the sauce, which is why it's not like they're just not like big things just sitting on top of the cheese. See, like, that looks like it could be part of the sauce there, if that's a little bit of a mushroom. This is really good. Haven't had this in a while, and it's good comfort food for me. It's also super convenient for me because the bus stop that I use to get home from work is right there. So you take it's like a 2-minute walk, maybe even 1 minute, just straight up that sidewalk. I The only issue is that the 901 bus that I need is not one of the ones that makes frequent stops. So it does kind of tends to sit just out in the open because I don't have one of those like zip up pizza bags like delivery guys have. I don't have one of those, and I don't think it's worth buying one just because for the odd thing. But those good prices that I was talking about are they're kind of only there if you don't order delivery, because then you got to pay like that extra $5 to get the free delivery, and then if you don't get over that 25 for skip, then you have to pay even more money for delivery. So it's better to just go in and pick it up or just eat it in. But I don't like eating in there because those chairs are uncomfortable. I'd rather come here and then recline in my chair, which I can't do now because I'm doing this part, but I am in my other chair. I'm just going to finish this piece and then I'll do the rating. They also have a lot of really good dip. I really like the ranch. I didn't get any this time because I asked for extra sauce, so you don't really need it, but that's the first time that I tried ranch on a pizza. Usually I would just do marinara. It couldn't work, but it kind of does. Yeah, right. So given all of that, the sauce is good. I like how all the flavors are kind of combined instead of one after another. I like the price. I like the crust. I just really like everything about this pizza. The only thing is that it doesn't really warm up again very well because they put a lot of that little dust, I don't know what it is, but it's like a little powder that they put on the crust, and I don't know why they do that. Domino's does that too, but when I warm up their pizza, it doesn't turn black like theirs. So yeah, but I don't always have to warm up the pizza in the microwave, so that kind of is a thing that can be corrected by doing that instead of actually doing it in the microwave. I don't know if that sentence made any sense, but yeah, this is really good, and I highly recommend anybody who wants like a good, affordable, like nice, just simple pizza. They have a lot of other options on the menu, but I know what I like, and I don't need those options. So I am going to give Mondo's an 8 out of 10, and we will see if I find anything that I like better. This is going to be a lot like Waybacks, where eventually I did find something better that was full marks. Alright, so that's all the time I have for this episode of the Slash Raptor Show. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you right back here in the very near future for more cool stuff, where I will find another pizza place probably sometime next week. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Bye.